Hey, welcome to another groovy episode of His and Hers Gen X podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Christina, and this is the other one,
Chad.
Christina and Chad.
You're doing like your late night DJ voice.
I know. I want to be a voiceover actor, so discover me.
Yeah.
We went really old for this movie. I mean, old by, I guess, our standards. This is the oldest movie we reviewed so far.
Yeah.
1971.
Before either of us was born.
Yeah. It was like...
Oh, yeah, so you have to tell them the name of the movie. I'm sure they can tell, but...
yeah, this is Harold and Maude.
Mm-hmm.
It's Valentine's Day month, so we're going to do like romantic movies this month, I decided.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite romantic movie. This might actually be my favorite movie. I love this movie, and I have ever
Really?
since I saw it when I was, I don't know, in my 20s.
I don't know. To me, it doesn't strike me as a romantic movie. It's funny because this is like the favorite movie of the manic pixie girl type girl. You know that cliche, like Phoebe on Friends.
Yeah,
Girls who have personalities like that all
Yeah.
seem to love this. So can I tell a little story here?
I was like kind of that girl, but go for it, yeah.
I remember in the early days of the internet, like dial-up AOL, and I met like some girl, far away. We both loved Smashing Pumpkins, and I remember her telling me how she loved Harold and Maude. I had like never heard of it. This is like late '90s,
Mm-hmm.
and like so. I mean, and the only other time I can think of anything like I never met anybody who. I should say I never met a guy who liked this movie. Like in college, I went to various colleges, and like I always meet like girls who say that they like this movie. Never met, not that I can remember, a dude who said he liked it. And the only other reference that I know of it is they mentioned it in There's Something About Mary. Remember that movie?
Yeah, she said it was
Yeah.
her favorite movie.
Yeah,
And that was the first
quirky.
time I saw it or heard about it too.
Mm.
Why would you think that men don't like this movie? Like, what about you strikes this as not being a man movie?
It's funny because you're calling this a romantic movie, and I don't know. I mean, to me, it's not really like a romantic movie in the way like The Notebook is, or
Yeah.
even like a cheesy Sandra Bullock rom-com. To me, this is more like I guess you could call it a mind bender. It's not like a psychological like Kubrick or David Lynch or something. It's hard to classify it. I mean,
I don't think this is romantic in the traditional sense. For me, it's more about human connection and like what happens when two people are just really interested in the other person. So it's not
Yeah.
like there was a lot of wooing going on. They were just so interested in one another that they just kind of, the natural progression was to fall in love with one another.
it's they're the two biggest weirdos, so it's like it's only natural that they would find each other.
Yeah, of course. Going
So-
to funeral. They go to
They
funerals.
crash funerals, yeah.
for fun. Harold goes because he's a big weirdo who's obsessed with death, and Maude goes because she's at the end of her life,
Yeah.
and she's kind of like trying to embrace death more because she's always been full of life. That's my impression of it. Or my impression of it.
Both of these people are, in my opinion, like candidates for sanitariums.
No,
Especially Harold,
No.
like the way Harold acts is like I could see like there was a lot of like kind of sitcom-y characteristics to him. He's quite I don't say like a rascal because it's not like he's misbehaving. It's like he's just constantly driving his mother crazy. Like with he's pretending to kill himself, and his mom just sees right through it,
Yes,
and she's just like, "Oh, you," but
he's so desperate to
she's
get
so
his
annoyed.
mother's attention. I
Yeah,
guess so. He fakes his death with
I feel
elaborate
like
suicides.
they could have went into more backstory on that. Like they could have started him out as like a little kid, like did he have like some super cold childhood growing up?
Yeah.
Because like the movie opens with like I'm sure people in 1971, if they had no frame of reference, it opens with you think Harold just killed himself.
Yeah, he
Because
steps.
although I mean I guess if you saw his face on the poster, then you would probably think like, wait, or like maybe like this is like the end of the story, and then the whole like maybe it flashes back till then.
When the movie started, I guess that's what it is. When the movie started, I went, this can't be like happening now because it's Harold.
Yeah.
And it's Harold and Maude, so I thought it was going to be the way the movie was going to end too, which is kind of concerning because throughout the movie, like, I don't think they're crazy. I just think they're both really weird.
No, Harold is definitely. I mean, well, to their credit, he does go to a psychiatrist or a therapist of some sort.
Yeah.
But like he never talks. Like he's just. He kind of reminds me of like Sheldon on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
But not nearly as smart as Sheldon. He's like almost like a goth, like before goth was a thing.
Yeah, there are
Like,
some psychopathic elements to Harold. Like when he talks about, I guess his childhood where he blows up the lab and his mom thinks that he's dead and that's what got him hooked on being dead. I was thinking, I wonder if he deliberately blew up the lab. That's a little bit crazy. So stuff like that.
They should have. That shouldn't have just been exposition. They should have actually filmed that.
Yeah, they don't. So
Maybe-
we don't really see it from Harold's point of view. We just hear the story.
I mean, this had like
Which-
a really tight. But was this considered an indie movie at the time?
Yeah, he wasn't. Hal Ashby was not a well-known director. It was only the second movie he'd ever done.
Yeah.
And he always directed movies that kind of became cult classics because there's nothing really he's well known for except for Harold and Maude.
And well, he did Shampoo, which was what's that guy? He was in Dick Tracy. Warren Beatty. He was in that.
But Ruth Gordon, she plays Maude, and she won an Oscar for being in Rosemary's Baby, which was 3 or 2 years prior to this. So that was a big name to get for this movie because she was an Oscar winner. So he was able to get her in.
Yeah.
So it had to have been because the script was really good. And she was a star. She was the star of the movie.
I would love to. Did you ever pull up critics' reviews of this at the time?
I didn't because this movie only came on my radar like 15 years ago or so with Netflix.
We could probably look it up on IMDb. I mean, it gets like a 7.7 or 7.8 user rating, which is pretty good.
I thought it would be higher.
I guess, but it's not like I could see it as that kind of cult classic because it is. Nobody's gonna disagree that it's a weird movie.
It's a dark comedy.
And it's really hard to like classify as far as a genre. I mean, you could you're calling it a dark comedy. I mean, yeah, I guess it's there isn't a whole lot of parts that are especially funny. To me, the only really funny parts is when Maude is driving, and it's funny like the first few like once or twice, but then they keep going back to that trope.
Yeah.
And after a while, it's like, okay, I get it. Like this lady's just a crazy driver.
I had a feeling you would say you don't think it's a dark comedy, so I put down reasons I think this is a dark comedy. Suicide, as funny. It's like, yeah, he hangs himself. Yeah, he slits his wrist and puts blood all over, but it's not real. It's like over the top, almost like Tarantino-esque ridiculous levels of ridiculousness. So
Yeah.
it's absurd.
There was an episode, I think, of one of those 70s sitcoms where a kid. It must have been ripped off of Harold and Maude. I remember watching this. I think it was Too Close for one of the one. What was the one with Valerie Bertinelli when she was really young, and Schneider?
Oh,
You know the one I'm talking about?
One Day at a Time.
Yeah, I think it was that one. And like this kid, he like lays down on the kitchen table and he pours ketchup all over himself, so that he wants this. When the parents walk in, he wants them to think like he was murdered. And I wonder if that was a reference to Harold and Maude.
Oh, for sure.
Because that was like sometime in the 70s or early 80s.
Yeah, that could have been a reference to it just from, I don't think this was widely seen by people, though. It wasn't like a huge hit.
I remember seeing that as a kid, and I had considered for like half a second doing that, but I was like, no, I don't want to ruin my shirt. It didn't occur to me that it might traumatize my mom. I was like, I just don't want to get ketchup all over my shirt.
Right. You didn't need attention. Also, the upbeat soundtrack contrasts with the morbid plot. Like the whole soundtrack is Cat Stevens. I think it's like the T from the Tillerman album, but he wrote it but it's like upbeat and peppy, and then the whole plot is just like funerals, and
Yeah, it's funny. It has like this yacht rock soundtrack almost.
it's so good.
Or yeah, Cat Stevens. He kind of sounds like who's that bald guy? James.
Bald guy named James?
You know, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. You know,
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
James Taylor. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh, was he bald?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
actually, in the '70s, he had long hair and he lost
Yeah.
his hair over time.
Oh, I only know him with like long hair. I
Yeah.
haven't seen old James Taylor, so maybe that's why it didn't come off.
Yeah, Cat Stevens. He has like that acoustic. I don't know. I mean, it's not bluegrass. It's not
It's like almost
folksy.
folk.
I mean, yeah, I guess you call it folk music.
It's in the same vein as like Mamas and the Papas. It's easy
Yeah.
listening. Like
Yeah.
that's what it became later.
It's
It was,
mostly
like,
just an
easily-
acoustic guitar and a drum. I think that maybe there was a piano in there.
Yeah. Remember when he was on The Simpsons when they were in space with the ants?
Oh yeah.
And he
yeah.
wrote the ant song? It's just sweet, James Taylor.
Mhm.
So do you know anything about Bud Cort? Had you seen him in anything before? Bud Cort played Harold.
I think the only other thing I think he was in Dogma, Kevin Smith's Dogma.
I was
like,
gonna say that.
Yeah, he was the guy who God took the body of or whatever.
Yeah, he starts off in the beginning when the little skateboard kids get him with their
Yeah.
hockey pucks. Oh, damn.
And it's-
That was gonna be my little fact.
I know he aged super old because
Yeah, well, he's old. He's like in his 80s,
how old
I
was
believe.
he was
He was
21.
20, 23 when he did this movie, so he was
Wow.
born in the late 40s.
It was funny because he has like such a baby face. I'm looking at him and I'm like, this kid looks like he's not even old enough to drive. Like he's driving in the movie, and
Yeah.
I guess he's supposed to be out of high school because I never mentioned him going to school or college.
Yeah, the
And
general consensus is he's about 19 years old. I guess it's not a formal thing, but it's assumed he's about 19.
And his mom keeps trying to like nagging him to get married. Just like
Yeah.
like I could see if it was some kind of Victorian era thing, you know, where they have like the wigs and all that stuff on. Of just
Yeah.
like, okay, you're a man now, you got to go get married.
She's not
But it's supposed to
encouraging him to,
yeah.
she's not encouraging him to get a job
Exactly.
because she knows he's rich. I guess he's a rich kid, so
Yeah, they don't explain that.
but he is a spoiled kid though. He's just able to live at home off his mom's money. She buys him a Jaguar, he turns it into a hearse.
Yeah.
But yeah, not get a job, get a wife. So she sets him off on, they call them computer dates, which,
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I know, by early 70s technology, it was like some kind of arranged.
It's like they feed your stats into some sort of maybe large computer, maybe, and it spits out names. And she says they screen out the fat and the ugly. So it meets my approval. But every date, he sabotages it. 'Cause-
Yeah, he keeps pretending to kill himself. It's I can see the fun. Like to me, that's it's almost sitcom-y kind of humor. Mm-hmm. Again, it kind of reminds me of Sheldon on Big Bang Theory. I bet you Sheldon was partially inspired by this character. Sheldon's not nowhere near as like self-loathing or.
He's not emo like this, right? Isn't
Yeah.
he just...
Yeah, would you consider
Weird.
Harold emo or goth? I mean, I guess he's emo. Well, because the difference is like emos hate themselves, but goths hate the world.
I think he's emo because he doesn't have any interests that seem goth aligned. The only thing he's interested in is funerals. We don't know what kind of music he listens to or his movie preferences. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, he's kind
does
of.
he like music?
Yeah, it's funny because they don't really flesh him out as a character. All we know is that he's just like a disturbed young man.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a lot of personality when the movie starts, so I think he just, like he said, he enjoyed being dead. He's just kind of around, but he's not participating in life.
Oh, you know, I just thought of a character that reminds me of this movie or vice versa is do you ever see What About Bob?
I love What About Bob.
Remember the little kid in that movie was like super goth and he was always wearing black. And he was
Yeah, Charlie Cormo.
Yeah, I wonder if that character was inspired by this, or they were just kind of playing off the goth stereotypes at the time.
Maybe, but the What About Bob kid didn't have any malicious intentions. He wore black, right, the
Yeah.
entire time he was at the beach, and he was sad the entire time.
He was always worried about dying though, and he was a little kid.
Yeah, because he had a psychotherapist. We need to do that movie. He had a psychotherapist dad, so he became like a germaphobe, I guess, was the whole thing.
You know what's funny? The whole time we were watching this movie, I was under the impression it was rated R, and I kept waiting for when is there going to be like some like vulgarity, violence, nudity, and like there's nothing.
No.
I don't think there's a naughty word in the whole movie.
Nah.
And
But
it's just like kind of a darker tone, but yeah, but it's rated PG, which I could see. I mean, probably wouldn't show this to a kid. I'd probably show Running Man before I showed Harold and Maude to a kid.
I don't think a kid would like this movie.
No.
Like, I don't think when I was a child I would have enjoyed this the way I did as an adult.
If you were like some emo goth kid or something like that.
Yeah. But I guess they were threatening to give it an R rating if they left in one swear word, so they took it out. So it's pretty clean.
Swear word?
One swear word. It was 1971, which I don't know. I thought was more progressive than nowadays, honestly, but I guess not.
What's interesting about this movie, because like I had always heard about it, but I never seen it until now.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was like that they got together like immediately, and then like the whole movie was about like it was like a Romeo and Juliet forbidden love kind of thing. But that really doesn't happen until like the very end. It's like they're basically just friends. And that is my biggest criticism of the movie, is that either they should have just stayed friends, or it should have been like Lolita style with the roles reversed. You know, young boy, old woman instead of old man, young girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like this is not they're not trying to like drive home some kind of Romeo and Juliet forbidden love kind of theme. It's just about two really weird, unique people who find each other, and
in spite of their age differences.
Yeah, they go on a couple adventures. Like they have a run-in with the police, and this lady's clearly, she's like the typical free spirit type, again, kind of like Phoebe, or
but she's the original. Do you see how like she is the original manic pixie dream girl? Don't you think every manic pixie dream girl, they're all modeled after her? Because you say like Phoebe, but she came years later, like Zooey Deschanel. In every movie she ever did, she was a manic pixie dream girl, or Natalie Portman in Garden State, that kind of.
Well, I think the difference with Maude though is that either she's like has dementia, or she's just she's spectrum. They're clearly both spectrumy. They're clearly both have mental health issues. It's like it's not that Maude is like they kind of drive home that point that like Maude is like, oh, she doesn't believe in getting a driver's license or voting or something like that. Like they could have went like totally political with her if they wanted to. You know, they could have made her like some kind of like left-wing activist, or, you know, libertarian activist or something like that. But that's not really it. She's kind of like a anti-authority contrarian.
She's an anarchist, but she does have that scene where she talks about having the umbrella for the protests. So of course she was like a left-winger. You think she was protesting for the right?
No, she's just, she's kind of like
she's
like a really old hippie.
Yeah. This movie to me has a strong anti-military message, like portraying his uncle as being like deranged and having the arm. He doesn't have an arm, so he's got the thing that does that.
That was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
There's that part where
his Uncle Victor.
Yeah, Harold is getting so excited about the idea of going into the army, and he's like, "Wait, I can actually kill a guy? You know, they teach you how to shoot guns."
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell. At first, I thought he was being sincere, but then he like takes it to like such an extreme degree. I think he was just overacting to like make his uncle think he was a nut, so he wouldn't have to go in.
Yeah, I thought if my uncle thinks I'm crazy, they can't draft me into the military because I've got mental health issues. Right. So they come up with a very elaborate hoax to like, make him think that. Oh, yeah, it's very clever though.
You know, his uncle was. You remember in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when they go to the Braidwood Inn? He's the guy who let them stay there, and they had to share the room. He was like the innkeeper there.
I don't remember him, like specifically. I'd have to watch that again.
Yeah, because like I was like, I know I've seen this guy in something else. And I looked it up on IMDb, and he was he was Gus, I think his name was.
Was he an Airplane too? He just has like a
maybe.
Familiar face.
Yeah,
like,
he has
where
like that.
I wonder if like he's been in a lot of stuff, and I just didn't.
He seems like he would be like in a lot of 70s and 80s comedies and sitcoms.
Yeah, there's a lot of absurd moments in this movie that I think are funny though. Like just random stuff, like when his Uncle Victor takes him to the park and there's a bunch of disabled veterans wandering around, like one's blind and one's a kid and he's in a leaf pile and he just falls over and they just keep walking and it's like, why is that there?
To me, that was very airplane-y.
Yeah, before Airplane.
Like, that should have been the whole movie. Like, it should have been like that kind of wacky comedy.
They just throw it in there once in a while. Yeah, it's not.
To me, it seems out of place because like the movie is like a super dry comedy. Yeah. Otherwise, this is like a super dry champagne. It's funny because speaking of drink references, like I love a good sweet cider or Moscato. But sometimes you forget like how good like a freaking brute dry champagne or super dry cider can be, and like this movie is like that with comedy. Like a lot of dry comedy, like Arrested Development is kind of like that.
Yeah,
I love that. And this one's like
Schitt's Creek. I mean, it's got kind of the same vein. Oh, you never saw that?
I saw that first episode.
It's just like, well, that whole thing's absurd, but it's just like a normal movie with absurd moments thrown in that are small details, and you're like, they didn't have to do that, but it's funny. That part always cracks me up when he falls in the leaf pile, just because why is it there? It's just there for no reason.
Yeah, I think they should have just went full ham like that, because they just make it like a straight up, knee slap comedy, or they should have went super dark, just like hard R, like if like Kubrickian, speaking of which, Clockwork Orange, like that's like a super dark movie. And also,
yeah, that's not fun at all.
No.
It's not an easy watch. Clockwork Orange. It's definitely not funny.
It has some funny moments.
Okay, I guess it does, but it's not lighthearted. It's not a lighthearted watch. The Shining has
funny moments,
It's not lighthearted watch though. The Harold and Maude's like a lighthearted watch, I would say.
Yeah. So what was it for you? Like, what's the appeal of this? Because I don't know. Were you like all hoping Harold and Maude got together, or because like I wasn't rooting for them to get together as a couple. To me it seemed like he was definitely had like a crush on her, and at first she seemed to be rejecting him, like she was just kind of like being like a mentor to him, not like a lover. And then they just kind of cut to this scene where they're like in bed, and it's just implied that they slept together, which to me I was like, it's like you were. I was like, they should have just stayed friends. Like she should have just kept rejecting him, Which if they really wanted to go dark, like she could have kept rejecting him, and then died, and then you could have had like a super dark ending,
Oh God.
That's what I was saying. Like this movie should have either been hard R or the knee slapper airplane style PG comedy.
I mean, I think if this was a hard R and she died before they got together, I wouldn't love this movie.
Yeah.
It would be dark.
It does have a dark ending, but it's kind of a twist ending where the hearse flies off the cliff and you think Harold's in it, then they pan up and you see he, I don't know, somehow jumped out of the car before it went off the cliff.
Yeah. I think you were talking, but when the car goes over the cliff, there's a second where the car stops, and you think, oh shit, my DVD player's frozen or something like that. But I guess there was like a bad clip of this movie that went around, like the film got damaged.
Really?
So like there's just a second where the car goes over and it's just stuck there. And then it goes over. You didn't notice that part?
It just froze, like freeze frame.
So I was like, was it just like when they filmed it? And but no, it's just a bad copy. And even though this was like the Criterion Collection DVD, I guess, I wonder why nobody's removed that. Is it just part of the Harold and Maude lore, is to have that glitch in it, maybe?
Yeah, they must have left it in there.
Must be deliberate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love Maude. I love Maude's philosophy, which is live fully, don't fear death, and don't let institutions or sentimentality dictate your life. So I think Maude's like my feminist hero. And I don't think it's a bad idea when you're 79. You're blocking, there's a cat here and he's blocking the good light, and I look crappy.
Okay.
There we go. The good light's back.
Yeah.
But, maybe not be a bad idea. When you're 80 years old, she's like, after this, it's not going to be good anymore. So she ends her life. And I think she just had Harold along because she wanted one last fling. I don't know why she went so young, and I guess how did she know he was going to funerals? Like, how did she figure out where he was going? I don't
I
know.
know.
Did she stalk him and like, how did she find Harold?
Well, you know what? Maybe it's kind of like remember in Fight Club where Edward Norton's character is crashing the support groups, and then he meets
Marla Singer.
yeah, like so they're both they're both faking it, and then
Yeah, I love that movie too. But yeah, that kind of thing.
maybe that's what it was. Like they were both crashing funerals, and they kept seeing each other, or she saw him.
Yeah, but I guess they were just going for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But something about him made her. Well, she said, "Do you sing or dance?" And he said no. So she just wanted to bring whimsy into his life before she killed herself.
Yeah, you know, this movie. I think I said it when we were watching it. I said this reminds me of like a Wes Anderson movie. Kind of reminds me a lot of Rushmore.
Yeah.
As like I mean Wes Anderson movies. Those are like very dry comedies.
Cattail Coming. Yeah, Wes Anderson was heavily inspired by Harold and Maude,
Probably.
as I'm sure a lot of directors were.
Yeah. So I don't know. To me, this movie's it's okay.
Man.
To me, it's definitely interesting to watch, especially as a because it has like such the cult status now after over 50 years.
Yeah, you
So, like,
needed to. This is like a movie you should watch.
And I like watching movies that are different from everything else. You know, I hate like cliche movies that are just, you know, Hollywood churn mill type things.
Yeah,
You know,
and like you said, you've seen Wes Anderson, so it's good to see like who inspires movies. I guess you're familiar with because I don't know. I guess a lot of stuff might seem kind of dated to you, but
yeah, it's to me it was an interesting watch, especially like I could see like this in film school. They would probably make you watch this just as like
they should have.
as a historical thing.
I went to film school. They didn't show Harold and Maude.
I liked like the sets.
Citizen Kane is what we watched. The sets.
Yeah, like it has that very 70s vibe. Parts of it kind of remind me of like The Shining, like their hotel, like just the super detail to everything, like the furniture, the
Yeah,
carpet.
the clothes.
everything.
Harold wears like a beautiful coat at some points, like expensive looking clothes. They live in a mansion. Yeah. And that whole area of California where they filmed it, it may not look like that anymore, but that's really pretty. So
Yeah. And
it's enjoyable to watch.
oh, we forgot to mention Tom Skerritt cameo as the motorcycle cop.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I guess it doesn't count as a cameo. That was like a legit part for him at the time.
He went under the name M. Borman. So now I think he's actually credited for being in it, right?
Yeah.
But at the time he was M. Borman. I guess he had a stage name. I didn't look heavily into it, but that's how you miss him.
Yeah, he has like that 70s porn stash. Just looks like every cop show ever.
Yeah, he looks like a cop.
Yeah, he definitely nailed that part as the California Chips. Remember that show Chips?
Yeah. Yeah, the kind of don't fuck with me lady, but I'm not actually going to do anything to stop you
I know.
kind of guy, which I love that, how she just messes with the cops all the time. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so to me it's like a quirky movie. It's not
It's quirky.
to me it's more interesting than legit good. Like I wouldn't be like in a rush to watch this again. There's nothing I was gonna say there are things I dislike about it, but I don't know. I just don't get the appeal now that I finally saw it. Because like I said, this should have been either like the forbidden love from start to finish, or some kind of, you know, Kubrickian, David Lynchian, like total crazy mind bender.
I think Harold and Maude is perfection. And I love everything about it.
Okay.
It's my favorite movie. 2 thumbs up. Sorry you don't get it. I don't know. I just think it's funny and cute, and
Have you ever watched any of like the bonus material?
I have
Or-
not.
You get that Criterion collection. I'm sure there's tons of deleted scenes or behind the scenes something.
Yeah, I definitely know a lot about this movie, behind the scenes stuff, but I've never actually watched any additional stuff.
Or director's commentary, anything like that.
I don't know if that guy's still alive.
No, he died a long time ago, but maybe he was alive when they made the Criterion.
Oh, maybe? I don't know.
There's
I
probably
haven't
like
watched it.
maybe like there might be like a Roger Ebert running commentary or something.
Oh, I'm sure there's commentary. I don't know who it's by, though, so
Yeah.
maybe we can watch that. Well, I'll watch that. You
Yeah.
don't like the movie as much as I do.
Yeah, it's funny. Like this is such a it's a chick flick, but for so many different reasons. Like, this is not your Sandra Bullock running through the airport at the last second, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan kind of chick flick. It's the weird, quirky chick flick.
If you're a man and you like Harold and Maude, comment down below.
Yeah, and let
So
us
we
know
could
if
see.
you're straight or what.
Because I don't know if I've ever shown this. You're the first man I've shown Harold and Maude to. I usually show it to like my mom or
Yeah.
like my best friend or somebody like that, and they love it. So comment below.
I made a point of writing my notes. I said I wouldn't ride in a car with Maude driving.
Man, Maude was crazy. That scene where she like pulls up her car on the curb
Yeah.
and then goes to the cops and she's like, "Hi, officers."
Yeah.
And she gets in the other car, steals it, and speeds off. And they're like,
Yeah, that's the kind of wacky comedy parts that I was talking about. And to me, that's like slightly sitcom-ish,
"Yeah, it is
Yeah.
now." Yeah.
but I don't know. To me, it kind of felt out of place because I'm like, this is such a dry comedy, and then they throw in like these wacky, car chase scenes kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, the whole movie is just meant, I think, to be absurd. There's just
Yeah.
these absurd moments that
Yeah.
aren't realistic, so that's the whole idea behind it. But
All right.
I think that's why I love it.
We cover everything.
I think so.
Okay.
So Harold and Maude, I say watch it. He says maybe.
Yeah. To me, it's not. I don't. To me, it doesn't strike me as a romantic movie. It's
Maybe not.
it's definitely. To me, it's more of a friendship movie,
Yeah.
or especially like a bizarre, unintended friendship.
Yeah.
Just two people who would never, under normal
Unlikely
circumstances,
pairing.
even like meet, much less be friends.
Yeah. It's a movie about human connection.
I guess. All right. Well, I guess that wraps it up. So we'll see you next week. My movie, I think, is going to be way better.
No way. This is the best movie ever. All right. See you
All right.
on the flip side.
Bye. Smell you later.